Rod Shelley here in Rod's Wood Shop, and Steve Ramsey doesn't have anything to worry about, folks. It's time for me to start up my behind the scenes videos again, and what better time to do it than the beginning of a new year. So first of all, Happy New Year. Happy 2021 to everyone. Good riddance to 2020. It was a hell of a year, and the fun isn't over yet. We still have a few days to go, and I don't even want to get started on the circus going on in Washington, D.C. I'm not even going to go there because I could rant and rave for hours about our present dictator, but I won't. Anybody that knows me knows my feelings about Mr. Trump, so I'm not going to go there. Instead, I'm going to say I hope everybody is doing well. It's been a hell of a year with this COVID thing going on. It's just been a disaster. 2020 has been a bummer of a year all the way around. So hopefully things will start to improve in a couple of weeks anyway. Hopefully 2021 will be a better year for everybody. I certainly hope so. All right. I am presently working on a new series of computer desks for the other room. This will be the desk for my main Photoshop computer. It will sit on the part over here. This L shape will be enough room for one of the laptops, the laptop that has Photoshop on it. I currently now have 3 versions of Photoshop. I'm on the CC plan, so I can do that. The main computer has 2019 on it as well as 2020, and the reason for that is 2020 for some reason on that computer doesn't want to work with the 3D functions. On the laptop, that's 2021, it does have the 3D features that work. So anyway, I've got 3 versions of Photoshop. Well, just like magic, my list appeared in front of me of stuff that I want to talk about. So yeah, I'm building these computer desks, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One, and I will show you in a couple of moments, the system I have now, which I built a few years ago, is okay. It's working fine. It's basically, and you'll see it in just a second, it's basically a wraparound series of computer desks. It works, it's nice, but there's 2 things wrong with it. And the first one, of course, is portability. You have to take the entire thing down if you want to move it somewhere else. And that is something that we are definitely wanting to do, is move it and us somewhere else. This neighborhood has gone like that. It's still reasonably livable, but you know, there's a certain element of people that are moving in that are considerably less desirable than what lived here before. Over to our east there, the house there that Joyce and her mom used to live in. They were good neighbors. They were quiet. Everything was fine. 3 houses to the east, a certain family lives there, and some of you know what I'm going to say now. they enjoy their rap slash hip hop noise pollution a lot. They love it, and they like it so much they want to share it with the rest of the world. And they do so on a daily basis. So, you know, anything I've sent complaints to the city, I guess they're too busy lining their pockets to do anything about it. So anyway, we want to move. And that's going to be a little bit of a challenge because right now the only income that I have is Social Security. I'm hoping to change that, but you know, I'm not gonna get out there and make millions. I don't have any fantasies about it. Well, I have fantasies about it, but it's I doubt that it's going to happen. I don't need millions of dollars, a couple $100,000 to do it. So if anybody out there wants to send it, hey, I'm more than happy to receive it. Anyway, we want to move, and as part of that move, I want computer desks that are more or less portable. Also, when we do find another place to live, my computer room, my computer studio is not going to be like here down in the basement. Because down in the basement is cold. Any 5th grade science class will teach you that cold air is heavier than warm air. The warm air all goes up and the cold air all comes down. Thank you very much. I like being cool in the summertime when it's 101 degrees out, but I don't like being cold in the wintertime when it's, as you saw earlier in the intro, 30-something with snow on the ground. But anyway, let's head into the other room. I will show you a few things and continue this. I'm going to try to make these things not super long. I usually say it's going to be a short one. That's Joe moving around upstairs. And it ends up being 20 or 30 minutes. So I'm going to try to avoid that, make more of them. I'm going to try to do one every month, but keep it around 10, 12 minutes. So let's go off in the other room and have a quick look. Alrighty, we are portable. And a lot of you have seen my nice little computer layout here. And while it is nice and it's roomy, again, it's cold down here in the winter time, and with this nice floor that I put in 2017, it's basically tile over concrete, and it is cold. And of course, I've got stuff like this. This room likes to flood every once in a while, and I've got several tiles that I need to replace, but I figure why replace them now? Why not just wait until closer to time to get the heck out of here. So anyway, this is my layout. These tables are basically, they're 30 inches. It's approximately 24 inches from the back to where the red part begins. And the new ones are going to be 22 to 24 inches deep, which should be plenty of room. But as you can see, it would be a real pain in the buttocks to take this all apart, which I had to do in 2017 after that flood, and try to move it somewhere, because everything's attached to everything. And you know, if we get another place, I might not have this much room in a room upstairs. So it would probably be a little bit cozier. And hopefully with a carpet on the floor I could dig my toes into in my stocking feet. And that is one reason that I'm doing these new desks. One other reason, let me get down here like on the floor. I don't know if this is going to show up or not, but under the bench right there, and I am literally laying on the floor to show you this, is I put those 2x2s and 1x2s on some of the other ones in as extra strength. And of course, where it's located, if I am sitting there and I try to cross my legs, I knock my kneecap off with that. And I get tired of crawling on the floor trying to pick my kneecap up. So that is another reason I'm redesigning the computer benches to eliminate the knee busters. And every single one of them has those knee busters built in. So again, that's another big reason. Alrighty. So what are we going to be doing other than building computer desks and stuff? Well, I've got some plans, and I wrote them all down on my fancy notebook here. Of course, I am going to be continuing with the TNA story, and I will be getting back to work on that here as soon as I get through with doing this little chat. I am currently doing, at the suggestion of my friend Jay, WP Guru, I'll put a link below. At his suggestion, I am doing reruns of the entire TNA series from Chapter 1, from the first page on up through where I'm at now in Chapter 7. I'm starting out with those on my DeviantArt site and also on my ArtStation site, and I'll put links down below. I will quite likely start doing reruns on my Patreon site, as well as possibly on Facebook. So look for that. We're going into a whole new realm with TNA. Chapter 7 is going to be huge, and it's going to be hopefully exciting. It's kind of a challenge putting some of the things together. Some of the pages are more complicated pretty much than anything I've done in the past. So look for that. And a couple of things I'm going to be doing. I will probably be doing some, get my microphone cable out of the way. I'm planning on doing some videos where I'm actually doing the creative process on my Poser computer and posting some of those, and later in the year, quite possibly, I will do some live streaming once I figure out how all that works. So more on that to come. So be looking for that. And over in the corner there is my newest machine that I got for Daz Studio. You probably saw it a few minutes ago when I was waving the camera around. It's the one that the screens are not lit up. I bought that specifically for running Daz Studio. That machine has an RTX 2080 Ti card in it, 11 gigs I believe. And when it worked, and it did work at one time, it would absolutely smoke Iray renders. I mean, it would take a big Iray render. I usually render large, anywhere from 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 pixels wide. And I could do a 4,000 wide render on that thing, and it would smoke the render. I mean, less than an hour. And you know, with Iray, that's in a complicated scene, that's pretty good. But back in October, I started getting PostgreSQL errors with it, and that was it. I have not been able to run Daz Studio on that thing since. And I've tried deleting it, reinstalling it. The last thing I did was totally go through the C drive, and it actually has an SSD, a 550 gigabyte C drive, which is tiny by today's standards, SSD. And I actually bought another SSD, a 2 terabyte SSD for the second SSD drive slot. Plus it's got a couple 2 terabyte drives inside it. So it's a very capable machine. But anyway, I went through the C drive and every bit of it and took out anything that had anything to do with Daz Studio. I even had a guy that, and I think if I remember correctly, I met him on one of Chris Cox's streams, who's an IT professional and a Daz user, and between him and me, he actually remoted in, and we spent probably close to a couple hours fighting with it, reinstalling, uninstalling, yada yada yada, and even he couldn't get it going. So, and I was talking to, well, a few weeks ago, I was talking to Jay Versluis about that, WP Guru. And we both kind of came to the conclusion that probably the best thing to do is just yank that 500 gig SSD out of there, take the 2 terabyte SSD that I bought, which has nothing on it right now, plug it into the C slot and just do a fresh load of Windows 10. And hopefully that will get it going again. So I haven't done it yet, mainly because oh God, what happens if it doesn't work? I've got a big expensive paperweight, but hopefully it'll work. I will probably plan on doing that here sometime in the very near future, and I might even videotape it so you get to hear me cuss. But anyway, that's really about it for now. In closing, I do want to say again, I'm going to try to do at least one a month of these behind the scenes, and the future ones will be actually more behind the scenes, showing me doing some of the stuff on the computers and one thing and another, and possibly some building on the computer desks. But I do want to try to do that one a month, instead of doing 1 or 2 at the beginning of the year and then dropping the ball and never seeing another one until the next January. But I'm going to try to do that. I do have a Patreon site. These will be my patrons. Let me start over again. I can't talk. My patrons will get early access to these and any of the other videos I put up. They also get early access to the TNA pages, the new TNA pages, and a few other benefits. So if you'd like to support me, it would be welcome. I have the Patreon. I also have a Ko-Fi site where you can buy me a cup of coffee. It's basically just a $3 donation. I have a little store on that I'll be adding some stuff to. For instance, I've got a few wallpapers up there. You send me $1 and you get a wallpaper for your computer. If you want the TNA girls on there waving at you and stuff. So any support there would be hugely appreciated. Yeah, it would be hugely appreciated. And I'm sure that some of you are sitting there watching this and going, why is that clown wearing a hat? And well, so I don't blind you with my bald head. I don't know, I just stuck it on for the hell of it. Oh, it's a Konica Minolta hat. So it's got a little Konica Minolta badge on it, so free props for KM. That was my last job, and one of the best companies I ever worked for. It was just, I had a lot of fun working for them, but I'm having even more fun not working. So there you go. That'll do it for today, and look for more of these. Look for at least one a month, and some other videos as well. And until next time, Rod Shelley here, Rod S on Renderosity, signing out and saying we'll catch you next time, and Happy New Year, everybody.